Divide and Conquer presents the hashtag Your Fitness Podcast, live from Fit Body Bootcamp Upland in Southern California. What's going on, Fit Body family? It's Mario here, owner of Fit Body Bootcamp West Covina and Fit Body Bootcamp Upland, man. Coming at you live again for the Divide and Conquer hashtag Your Fitness Podcast. We coming at you live from Upland, man, our location, and we're glad to be here, man. I'm Mario, like I said, the owner. These are my two dynamic gentlemen, Chris Martinez, John Lucero, man. Hashtag the Memphis 10 vet. We back once again, bringing it to you guys, man. We're happy to be here, feeling blessed, and just ready to rock and roll. We're going to be talking to you today about some things that are funny, and we're also going to be talking to you about fitness. This is meant for you to enjoy with you and your families, man, and your homeboys, homegirls. And we're just here, having fun, just trying to bring more value to our members and our membership. Chris and John are going to talk about a very debatable topic that circles the fitness industry. If you know anything about fitness, there's a lot of things that are debatable when it comes to fitness. People have their way of doing things, and it's kind of like religion. They live, eat, and breathe that way of doing it, whether it be CrossFit, whether it's yoga, whether it's just, dynamic stretching, static stretching, you name it, everybody has their thing. And today we're actually going to talk about stretching, something a lot of people do just don't like doing. But anybody that has any sense that's in the fitness industry will tell you it is just as important as working out. And if you don't think that it is, when you pop your hamstring, you'll think a little bit differently.
I thought.
It's all fun and games.
Okay. Chris is going to talk about static, and John is going to talk about dynamic. And this episode is about dynamic stretching versus static. Some people want to go with static, some people want to go with dynamic, and we're going to give you the actual definition of that and elaborate on it, how it has affected us personally and with some of our clients and their opinions. Okay, so will you please give them the definition, Chris, of what static stretching is?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So the term static stretching, or static stretches, refers to any stretch that is performed without movement. In other words, the individual gets into the stretch position and holds the stretch for a specific amount of time. So think of it as reaching for your toes and holding that position. Without movement, you just reach and you hold it 15 seconds. That is static stretching. So it's stationary, there's no movement. You switch between body parts, but it's holding it for an amount of time in that one position. So that is static stretching. John, how was the dynamic?
Yeah, dynamic stretching. Dynamic stretching is basically active movements where the joints and the muscles actually go through the full range of motion, and they basically help warm up your body. So for example, let's just say if you're going to be playing a sport, if you're playing soccer, you will be doing high knees. If you're doing swimming, you will be doing front circles with your shoulders, stuff like that.
Now, I'd like to give my personal experience with this. Me personally, like we and you were talking about previously, I'm more of a static person first, and I like to get into the dynamic afterwards. I've gotten hurt going straight into the movements first. That's just been my personal experience with it. It doesn't make it right or wrong. What about you guys? What has been your personal experience? Like, what works for you?
For me, I think dynamic is the way to go, because what I've learned and what I've known, it's all about getting the body moving and getting your body up to a certain temperature, and your muscles, think of your muscles like a rubber band. You want to be able to warm it up slowly and be able to have those muscles stretch, where I think as static stretching, that should be done after a workout when your muscles are already warm, you're able to reach and get that full range and that full stretch. So for me, I think preference, dynamic is the way to go, because again, you want to get everything warmed up, you want to move everything before you're stretching a cold muscle. And preference for me, that's what I like to do. I like to do a good dynamic one where I'm moving, just getting a stretch, but kind of getting that temperature up in my body.
What's your favorite dynamic stretch you like to use for the clients that we here?
I think lunges are a really good one.
Okay.
Stationary lunges, but slow and controlled.
Okay.
To really, get that testosterone and everything out of the quads, engage your glutes. A stretch is a good one. Squats as well are a good one. That's a full low body one that includes your core, your stability, your trunk, your legs, your hamstrings. So for me, I think those are two priority ones to really start off with. Doesn't have to be a fast-paced one, just slow and controlled, really building up that muscle and mind connectivity to really focus on what muscles you're working on and focus on your form, just kind of stretching out the hips You know, people have back problems, hip problems, so that's definitely something you want to loosen up before you really start moving.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Joe? What do you think? Like, are you more of a static or a dynamic guy?
I feel like in some aspects I'm kind of both.
Okay.
So if I'm working out and stuff like that, I definitely do dynamic. But when I'm actually going to be playing some kind of like, let's just say I'm playing some kind of sport, I usually like static.
Okay.
It's kind of weird, but
I'll
I'll
before
go.
or after.
Oh, before. Like when I do it before, I feel like I perform better when I'm only doing the kind of like thing to open up my hips and stuff. Because if I'm doing like high knees or like the like the lunges and stuff to kind of warm up for like when I'm playing a sport, I feel like I get too tight and I can't. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Like I said, I really like to do the static first and then get into the dynamic. But some people, in their experience, it's the opposite. And I think it kind of goes down to whatever your preference is. So, for example, if you're working out here at our Fit Body and you're like me, you need that static first. Mm-hmm. You might want to stretch out before class, right? And then if you're a dynamic person, you're good. You just basically gonna
show up,
drink whatever your pre-workout is or whatever you drinking, and you're ready to rock and roll. So what we're alluding to is it doesn't really matter what your preference is. It's just making sure that it gets done. Now, Chris and John, can you tell me more about the importance of stretching afterwards?
Well, you want to bring your heart rate down, slow everything down, get the oxygen in.
Yeah.
And stretching your muscles after will help you prevent injuries. It's going to help you work on your elasticity of your muscles.
Yes.
So there's more room to grow. But the main key point of stretching is to prevent injuries.
Yeah.
That's the main key point, because if you just stop, your muscles tighten up, they're not going to be getting that full elasticity they can get, and then that's just prone you for the next time you work out, injury prone right there. So stretching is very important. That's literally probably one of the things you honestly should be doing after your workout. That's top priority.
And John, can you tell the people about stretching on like your off days? Now, I used to power lift a lot, and I'm gonna tell you right now, anybody who's power lifted will tell you your day off is a great day to go to the sauna and stretch, because you're not doing anything else, and you'll feel amazing the next day. So, what do you think about that?
So it all kind of comes down to range of motion and your flexibility, and just making sure that on those off days you are doing the stretches, because your flexibility affects your stability, and it's all connected in a way, so you'll actually be able to perform better. You'll be able to jump in more. Like if we're doing a lot of jump throughs, jump squats, you can increase your range of motion. So it actually kind of makes it so you can actually perform better.
Yeah, man, I'm a big stickler on stretching. I'm a huge stickler on going to the sauna. It's worked wonders for me. I've had injuries over the years from playing sports and lifting heavy, and through dynamic and also static stretching has prevented me from getting other injuries. A lot of people, if you talk to them, especially because I used to play basketball growing up, and dudes would just go out there, man, and they would just start hooping, and I'm like, man, you haven't done anything.
You just
and the next thing, and the next thing I know, man, he's hobbling off the court. In the fourth quarter.
Yeah, the lower back tight.
Or the lower back is tight. He twists an ankle. He pulls a hammy, thinking that just because you're young, you don't have to stretch, or just because you do this all the time, you don't. No, man, the rules still apply to you. Your body's just like anybody else's. It has to get warmed up before you do certain things and afterwards. So, again, static, dynamic stretching before and after. If you do that, you definitely will be preventing yourself from having injuries. Now we're going to move in to our favorite part of the show, is where we talk about things we have questions or concerns about. We're going to talk about the what's called the selfie movement, front-facing camera, man. How that has affected our lives, man. That damn front-facing camera changed the game, didn't it?
Like those angles, you know what I mean? It's either really high or real low. Chin's done up, you know what I mean?
People taking a shit and taking selfies. People are going everywhere. It's like, man, dude, I do not want to see a selfie of you doing what you're doing. But it changed the game, man. What do you think about that?
I think it's hilarious, but then it actually takes out that awkward moment where you're like, hey, can you take my picture? To a random, we've all been through it,
right?
And the person having to take the picture,
correct.
You can't say no. That's an obligation. Well, that's a situation where you really don't say no. I mean, I've never had anyone tell me no.
Yeah.
Unless they're like, oh, I'm in a rush kind of thing. But it's usually about a 99% chance.
And if somebody asks you, you kind of feel obligated to be like, you know what? Hold on, I'll do it for you.
And it's probably another 99% chance you're not going to like any of the photos they take of you.
Exactly.
So that's
I don't know how many times I've asked somebody to take a picture of me before, you could do that.
Yeah.
With like the selfie stick, stuff like that, man, and it just looks like
their heads come
shit.
off, it's too low, too on the
like,
side.
man, this dude, it's all
ain't
crooked,
It's facing him.
or you weren't ready for the picture, so you like, when you take it all
Eyes closed.
So, it definitely changed the game, man. But I tell you, it's also a downside to it, because now with that front-facing camera, which you have in that, man, it also has where people put a lot of things out that they shouldn't be putting out.
Yeah.
I'm a huge stickler on my privacy. Yes, I do a podcast. Yes, I do deal with people, but I'm not going to put anything out into the world that I don't want the world to see. And I think a lot of times, due to self-esteem issues, due to people having being lonely, or people wanting attention that they didn't get growing up, a lot of times they use these social media platforms, they use these cameras to try to reach out.
Yeah.
Validation.
I'm just going to tell you straight up, just make sure when you do use that front-facing camera, when you do take that selfie, that you put something out there that you don't mind the world seeing or hearing, because even if you make a change down the line,
that's there forever.
it's still there forever.
It's there forever.
How many celebrities have we seen, man, like Kevin Hart, when he had made that comment about the LGBT, it came back to bite him in the ass.
Yeah, and that was before he was even
before
big.
he even got huge, man. So you really got to be careful when you're using that technology, man, because it'll put you in a place that you don't want to be. So we're going to now talk about basically what we got going on, what we got coming up. As you can see, my man here got the Flex and Bite shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the guys that we work with. They help us tremendously in promoting our business. And you always see us rocking the Fit Body shirts. This is our uniform. I'm a military guy. I believe in wearing a uniform because it represents something, and we represent our brand and what we bring to the table. So you're always going to see that coming from us. And we're working with different businesses and vendors to bring more content, more value to membership, and also people who thinking about becoming members. Right now we have the 28 days for $28 going on. We do have a fitness platform that we will be dropping for you guys with an app to make things a hell of a lot easier to move into this more digital online age. Also, we'll be doing some things with iHeartRadio coming up. Bringing it to the people during the pandemic, and studio to make sure that these podcasts, these YouTube streams, and all our social media interaction with you is the very best that it possibly can be. These two gentlemen right here are rock stars. If you have not worked out with them, you don't know who you're working out with. You need to be getting with Chris, you need to be getting with John, you need to be getting with Miguel, you need to be getting with Tubi. Shouts out to Tubi, she's our new member that's coming on board. I have a team of people who don't just want your money, they want to see you succeed. So if you don't want to come somewhere where they just want to take your money, they don't give a damn about you and what your goals actually are, come here. We love our customers, we love our people, and we're going to give you as much value as we possibly can, especially during this time. Hashtag support small businesses. Go to those mom and pop stores and support those small businesses. Those people are relying on you guys to push forward. And also, man, when these when these delivery guys are showing up to your door, make sure you tell him or her thank you. Leave them something outside. I know you're not supposed to be talking to people, but just show love and admiration for the things that people are doing right now. All of our firefighters, all of our police officers, all of our service members that are supporting this thing, healthcare personnel, these people are the real heroes who do not get the recognition that they deserve. Okay, we love you guys, we appreciate you, and thank you. Did you have anything for the people, man? Did you have anything?
We still accepting a 28-day, $28 in-home challenge acceptance, where we're still taking sign-ups for that. So if you want to get on that, reach out to us, everybody. We'll get you signed up. You've got 28 days of in-home workouts, lots of content, nutritional help, daily live workouts via Instagram and Zoom, the whole 9 yards. We want to be able to come into this and come out of it stronger and better, mentally, physically. You have certain goals, and this kind of put a little halt on it. You don't just stop, everybody. You want to make sure you keep going, you keep pushing, and you keep working. Things just don't stop. Goals don't just stop midway. No matter where you're at, you keep your head up, keep your head on a swivel, and keep moving, and stay positive. You gotta stay moving. we're all going through the same thing together. So why not be the best version of yourself?
Yeah.
Exactly right, man. Beautifully said. What you got, John?
Also, make sure you follow the workouts on either Zoom or Instagram Live. We love seeing you guys, so we love actually seeing you guys work out with us. So if you guys get a chance, make sure you hop on Zoom so that we can actually also touch base before we get started.
Right, man. And make sure you go on IG, Facebook, Twitter, and also LinkedIn. Chris has a profile on there for the gym, so if you want to reach out business-wise, do anything, come on the podcast. Those are the platforms that we're on. Make sure you click that subscribe button. Subscribe to hashtag Your Fitness Podcast on YouTube. Make sure you're checking us out, like I said, on all the other social media platforms that we're a part of. This was wonderful, great. I definitely enjoyed it, man. Like I said, I want to send a special shout out to my kids, my wife, Lois, Dawn, and Dalen. I love you guys. Can't wait to see you when I go home. Again, man, Fit Body Bootcamp. We here, we pushing forward. Going into this digital age. Hashtag support small businesses. Hashtag Rockstar Chris. Hashtag Rockstar John. Coming at you, man. We love you. We appreciate you, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you,
Stay
guys.
blessed.
Take care, everybody.